Oh, man.
Woo, fire.
This game actually went exactly how I thought it was going to go. I actually could have drawn up exactly how this game went. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Winners Line. We're so spoiled.
We are, dude.
I hate it.
I love it, dude. This is how we live my... I've been waiting to live this kind of life.
Lavish. Expectations through the roof. Nuggets get a win. 115-113 over... Actually, that's not it. My computer had died. Oh, that's right. It died. It never updated. 118-113 over the Toronto Raptors. Nuggets come from behind win. Really all night. Just playing from behind all night. And then at the very end, it was like, boom. Turbo Jets. Turn them on. Scotty Barnes. Meltdown.
So stupid.
Raptors really lost their composure out there. Somebody keep your composure. Nuggets get the win. Jamal Murray hits some threes. Some good things happen. We're going to break it all down. We're presented as always by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. You use promo code DNVR. You bet along with us. You probably got rich. I'll get to that in a second. I got D-Line in the house.
What's up, guys? That was a game of basketball.
That was a game of basketball. When do you think you will forget this game?
Midway through this show.
Midway through the show.
The first time you come to my when you ask me for my big takeaway.
All right, that's a really rough break for me. And then over there, the man that's making us rich, it's Superstar Dev.
Man, they were out there playing basketball, weren't they?
They're playing basketball.
They were out there hooping, I guess.
You guys bringing your A stuff tonight? Or just,
we talked about this beforehand. This is a whole routine we've worked out.
You got a whole routine, huh? You guys want a fast breakdown of this
Oh,
game?
let's make it fast,
Remind
baby.
us what happened.
Man, this is not going to be the best fast breakdown. I will try to go fast. Nuggets, I thought they did not play through Jokic very early on. They put OG Anunoby on Jokic and Jakob Poeltl on Aaron Gordon, so you think, okay, maybe we get into, let's try this out. Let's get some more work at this one. But Nuggets just, I thought, went away from him. Jamal Murray hit back-to-back threes early on, and I put a tweet out saying I think he's going to go for like 10 threes tonight. It felt like that early, didn't it? You guys don't remember. They really don't remember this game. Nuggets were fouling too much. KCP, I thought, hurt himself early on. I was a little bit worried. It was 34-29 Raptors. Bench started battling. They played hard in that first stint. Best you could say about it. It wasn't necessarily effective, but they were playing hard. Then KCP came back in, was playing well, but then he went back to the locker. Do you guys remember that loose ball? He jumped high, ran, and then just ran to the locker room, didn't stop.
Pulled a Bo Jackson.
A total Bo Jackson out there, as the kids definitely remember that.
Yeah, everyone loves every kid these days loved Bo Jackson.
They really did. But he was fine, it turned out. So did he fake an injury twice tonight? He might have. Michael Porter Jr. caught fire in the second quarter. A little Porter quarter. A little mini Porter quarter we got there, and it was 61-58 Raptors. Nuggets had closed the gap. Coming out of the half, Nuggets stormed back. Really, their best sequences of this game were to start the third quarter and end the fourth. But they played some great basketball there. Jamal Murray hit a couple threes and then screamed for everybody to see, "Give me the effing ball."
Whoa.
You know what the Nuggets did? They went away from him for the rest of the quarter. I really thought he was going to go off. What the hell? This game gave us nothing until the very end. The Raptors just started grabbing second chance points. The Nuggets stormed all the way back, took a lead, and then blew it all in one fell swoop. One fell swoop, they blew it all. They got back down 9 points. Fourth quarter, it was Reggie Jackson time. He hit a deep three. It wasn't always pretty, Dev. I was grumbling my whole way through it. He hit a deep three off a broken play. He had to get to the basket on a broken play. There's a lot of broken plays in this one that turned up Reggie. Bruce Brown got a good bounce and one on a huge sequence. I actually felt like it was the biggest sequence of that fourth quarter where you felt like it could go either way. They get back-to-back buckets. Raptors respond. Will Barton hit a three. Gary Trent hit a step-back jumper. So Jokic has to come back in. Down 6. Reggie Jackson still on the court, too, and he hit another big three. I have a note in here that just says Jokic's defense was atrocious. All night I kept waiting for Jokic to be like, all right, guys, no more funny business. And I expected that in the third quarter. I expected that early in the fourth quarter. I expected it midway through the fourth quarter. Didn't happen until like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Murray 3 and then a drive was huge. Jokic got a big-time steal. Fred VanVleet drew a foul on KCP that Malone, I thought, should challenge. Do you remember? He shoots the three, and then he kind of puts his arms forward and,
He just fell, man.
But he also, swung his arms through so there's contact. But you know they always say you kick your leg?
Yeah.
I thought Fred VanVleet kicked his arms. He shot and then unnaturally hit KCP. I thought Denver could have won, but Malone had better plans. Jokic then got fouled. Nurse challenges it. This is a big play I want to come back to later, guys.
It was big.
Yeah, Jokic, he does this a lot where he locks somebody's arms when they put their arms around him, and he locks them. In the bubble, I guess we can go to it now. In the bubble, this happened. And Jokic always got the call until they played the Lakers. Multiple times, I don't know if anybody else remembers this or just me. Multiple times in the bubble, Jokic got called for the foul in this instance. So kind of an interesting one. But this time it gets challenged. They go to the booth, and I thought watching it, I was like, I don't know what they're going to call here. I'm going to be very curious. They say no. Challenge rejected. Jokic shoots free throws. Then they come down. Jokic fouls Barnes. Malone challenges it. Malone wins.
Genius.
Absolute genius. I thought this one was a questionable one. Jokic hits ball, then hits the wrist. We couldn't hear at the bar, so I don't know. But I'm glad Nuggets won. Then AG gets 2 free throws. We come down. AG gets 2 free throws. Scotty Barnes, very upset by the call.
Yeah.
The game was still there. It was still, I think it was a 1-point game with AG going to the line.
What? That was like the weirdest meltdown at the weirdest time. I thought it was on Nick Nurse.
I thought so too. My confidence level at that moment was really high. I just felt like Denver was going to win it. You know, they'd pulled the lead. AG, I don't know if he was going to hit both free throws, but either way, I just was like, somehow Denver's going to win this one. So I don't know that it cost the game, but Scotty Barnes made sure there was no hope. Complete meltdown. Nuggets go up 4. It was pretty much over at that point. All right, Superstar Dev, that wasn't too long of a breakdown. That was pretty fast. What is your big takeaway?
My big takeaway, I think it has to center around Reggie Jackson.
Whoa.
Because honestly, like, I don't know how to feel when he's out on the court, honestly.
Very
I don't know if
conflicted.
that was a bad game or if it was a good game, because
That's the worst part.
when I'm watching it, I'm like, this was horrible. This is nothing is going good here. But then I look at the box score. I look at how, you know, the bench
matters.
unit, who was atrocious, stays into it. I see that a coach rode him into him having even bigger plays. That I'm like, you know what? It's so ugly, it's cute. It's just it's so ugly that it's attractive. That's what I feel with the Reggie Jackson. I don't even know if it's an experience. Was it a bad game? Was it a good game? Who knows?
Who cares?
Who cares?
That's the worst part of this is I'm not like, oh man, we want more of that or
less.
I don't want any of I don't know. I don't know if I can handle that. They played great.
But honestly, it's like, is it bad?
I mean, I don't know.
We don't know.
It's like just the process is just off.
13 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and a +4.
Guess we want more of that.
I guess we want more of that, man. I don't know. It's a good takeaway. What's your takeaway there?
My takeaway is similar to what it's been the last, I don't know, however long this stretch has been going for the Denver Nuggets. Like, they played terribly and they won the game.
Yeah, that's
They won the game, dude. They keep finding ways to win games. When they do, they didn't have their A game. They didn't have their B game. They didn't have their C game. Like, the Nuggets did not look even remotely interested in playing that game. Like, it was a slog, man. It was enjoyable for like the last 1 minute of the game. The rest of it was like, bro, what are these guys doing? Jokic looked wholly disinterested in playing basketball tonight. Reggie Jackson was a conundrum. Jamal Murray definitely wanted to get that record. He was gunning. We called it early that there was going to be some 3 padding by Jamal,
except for he was 5 of 10. Keep 3 padding.
Well, totally. But he shot 10, which is a lot.
It's awesome.
But they won, man. Like, then I don't know. This is this team is special. They really just are figuring things out. Like, there's no universe that the Nuggets would win that game in years past. Like, just no way. This is the ultimate emotional letdown after the massive game that we had over the weekend that we were all feeling like. We felt like, at least me personally, I felt like a little bit emotionally let down, or at least emotionally low going into this game. And obviously the Nuggets were in the same boat, but they did it, man. Like, when it came down to it, they just made winning plays. And I frankly still have no idea how they did it, but they did it. So let's go.
Let's go indeed. Eric, do you remember back when you were in college, Dev, you as well? You know, like you'd have a paper due or something like, I got to study for the test, and then you'd wait to the last possible minute, cram all of it in. And then you would sit to yourself sometimes, maybe the night before it's due or right when you turn it in, and you're like, I can't do this again. I can't do it. I have to get ahead of things because it's too stressful and I'm going to fail. One of these days I'm going to fail. Then you get the test back, it's the A, and you're like, I don't know, maybe I don't. I feel like that's what today was for the Nuggets. They were
Totally.
like, guys, we can't do this the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Where we half-assed the first quarter and second quarter.
Right.
We can't do it. And then they look at it like, I mean, maybe we can.
Yeah.
We got the result we needed.
we got the A.
Yeah, they just went into a test they hadn't studied for, just picked B over and over, and B was the right answer.
B was the absolute right. They didn't just get an okay grade. They got a passing grade. They got a great grade. I think my takeaway is similar to Eric's. Nuggets don't lose at home.
They don't.
At this point, it's already definitive they don't lose at home. But they do have a couple more home games, and now you almost look at it and you go, it's just for, I don't know, extra like confidence. I don't know. But Denver, man, you come into Denver and what was this, a C game? What was this for Denver?
I think it was a C game.
Yeah,
How many guys had an A game tonight? I don't even know if Reggie had an A game, to be honest, but we'll give it to him. We'll say A.
I literally don't know that I would give
him?
anybody an A tonight. Would
Just
you?
maybe Reggie. I mean, I
think
got to give it to
Michael
Reggie.
Porter Jr. had a.
He had
MPJ hit some threes. He had
MPJ had
4-6.
A game.
Yeah, but I mean, he had 5 rebounds. I don't know.
He was all right.
It wasn't. I'm not trying to be complaining, but Denver just at home. They're just so good.
It's true.
And it's one of those things that there's a couple teams that are really good at home. Golden State's really good. Memphis has been very good this year. But I just look at Denver and I go, man, teams have to look at the playoffs coming into Denver and being like, my God, if we could just get one, like one is going to be hard enough.
Yeah, Denver has to use that as their motivation right now because going into this game, we talked about it in the pregame. We're like, what is it that like Denver is after? What is it that motivates them right now? They have a big enough lead going into the playoffs that it's like, okay, if they lose a game or two, it's okay. If they rest guys, it's okay. But now it's like, hey, why not go after getting the number 1 seed overall, where you can host, and in every single situation that you go through, if you are to make it to the finals, and I hope that's their aspirations, you're like, okay, all the roads lead to Denver. You have to go through us, and we're gonna set the table. So they do continue to dominate at home. They do continue to win, and they even showed that like. With Jokic, they haven't lost since like December 6th or something like that.
Right.
Like that's insane. Like that's truly insane. But Denver just continues to own home court advantage, and they take advantage of it.
It's funny, but with Jokic in the lineup, you're right. I think it's December 6th, which is BJ.
It's BJ. No, that's AJ.
No, that's BJ. They lost BJ.
Oh, they lost BJ.
Yeah, but AJ, undefeated.
AJ, they win.
After Jokic
BJ,
missed.
no good.
Yeah.
Confusingly.
BJ doesn't count.
You would think BJ would be good. Not
That was
good.
good. It's actually
Not-
terrible.
Not good.
Yeah, usually. All right, let's start it off by talking about some of these players. We'll begin with Jamal Murray. Do we have a little go-gurt for Jamal Murray? Bring it on up. There it is. Look at this thing. What was his stat line? 24 points, 5 assists, 3 steals, and then 5 of 10 from the three-point line. He now sits 1 behind Will Barton to tie, 2 to pass. Almost certainly going to happen against the Bulls on Wednesday, which, by the way, I would buy tickets on the Game Time app and go to that game. That would be cool to be part of history, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be great. Hopefully they stop the game and there's like a speech that he gets to give to like everyone.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. After Will Barton is in the stands.
No, they have to bring back like Joffrey Laverne and
Joffrey Laverne.
Axel Toupane.
Actually, I wish the Nuggets would bring back like J.R. Smith, and I think it would actually be cool if they
That would
brought
be
him
pretty
in.
cool.
Michael Adams.
But yeah, really, you get that monkey off your back. I think that it's just gonna be great for him to take over. And also, I mean, I'm not sure if it stopped. We just haven't discussed it in a while. But when he takes a lot, a certain amount of threes, or if he hits a certain amount of threes, they continue to win those games. He was ultra aggressive in this, and he has to look at it as it's not just chasing the 3-point record. It's also there's a success when you are taking those type of shots. There is success when you are. Hunting for your shot, and Denver plays the right way when that happens. So hopefully he just continues to try to shoot and dominate and just be aggressive.
Yeah, you love it. I mean, I will mourn the passing of this period where we could just bet recklessly on Jamal Murray hitting threes, knowing full well he was going to shoot as many as he possibly could. But it's cool. Like it's cool to see him get. That's that is the source of his swagger. Once he starts hitting threes, like that's when you can really see like the blue arrow start to emerge and come back to life. It's just I don't know, man. It's nice to. I mean, I love having an aggressive like Jamal that's feeling good and like feeling it and brings that like anger to the Denver Nuggets that like obviously Jokic doesn't bring at all. But just brings that motivation. I don't know. It's great to see.
7 of the last 9 games, he has taken 10 or more threes. 7 of the last 9, and 10 is a lot. This isn't the real number for me. Is I think 7 or 8, somewhere around there, which he's done. The only game he has taken fewer than 8 threes over the last what is this now 10 games was the one game they lost.
Yeah,
isn't that wild?
it is.
7 threes, 12 threes, or so 12, 11, 12, 11, 5. They lost that game. They won all the previous. 13, 10, 8, and 10 tonight.
Yeah, it like speaks to his mindset. If he's firing threes, it means he's like wanting to do damage. Like he wants to come out and like make a, like actually bring pain to the other squad, which he isn't always looking to do. So yeah, shoot 10 threes every night, please.
I mean, they're 14-1, Dev, when he takes 8 or more threes this year. Isn't that wild?
That's the one I'm talking. That's what the motivation has to be. Like, hey, I mean, your points are going to go up. Your Denver's like process of how they're getting shots goes up. It opens up the rest of the offense because he's now even doing it on fast break shots.
Right.
Just because he is hunting for that. He wants that record so bad. But also, why not just gear your offense towards that? Because it has like proven to be successful. That has to be something that they know, they understand. And I want him to hone in on that.
Actually, I was wrong because I forgot this game. 15-1. So 15-1 now. The one loss being at New Orleans Pelicans when he went 3 of 8. But 15-1. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I will say this: watching Jason Tatum last night, and Jason Tatum, I can't remember how many threes he took, like 17 or something. It was a lot.
A lot.
If you look at Jason Tatum's shot chart last night, it was all threes and dunks, and they lost. And here's what's interesting. I do think that the idea, the analytics movement in that one way, the idea of like, hey, threes are better than mid-rangers or what have you, it's at both right, but also wrong, especially when we talk about superstar players. Superstar players are the ones, mostly because they can hit mid-range. Superstar players are the ones that should have that in their bag because teams are so geared towards taking away the rim and the paint and the three-point line, and sometimes you have to make them pay by getting into that middle spot, especially in the clutch. And I thought watching Jason Tatum, there was a little bit of a like, hey, man, it's overtime. Just get into the mid-range. I'm not doing the vote thing where I'm just trying to bag on him. I'm actually being serious about this. When you think he took 17 jump shots and 0 of them were inside the three-point line.
It's wild,
It's
honestly.
wild. When you're in the clutch, man, the analytics go out the window. You just need points. Last 2-3 minutes, overtime, you just need points. And if the spot where you can get to is that foul line, go up and go. And so with Jamal, I love this, but I do think there is such a thing as overcorrecting. And I'm not saying he's doing that. I just am saying be conscious that superstar players, they can break this idea of only threes. And Murray right now, I think, has a great balance. He's just doing both things really, really, really well at a really high level. And it's not just in the volume, but it's also in the efficiency. He's making them, and that's a big part of it. Making them so much so that he's actually tonight's DraftKings Sportsbook's King of the Game. Go ahead and pull it up, Kel. We got it. We got it ready to go.
Look at that Canadian-sized crown, dude.
Oh, my goodness. Such a huge crown.
That looks like the Northern Territories.
He kind of looks tiny because of this crown.
Well, listen, man. That's a big crown. It's a
big crowns or small crowns. What do you want?
I want whatever you do the other thing. That's what I want. I want to complain about you, Kale. Yeah, he was fantastic, man. I mean, he's so locked in, so ready to go.
Yeah, and also like the timing of when the shots came. Like he hit big shot after big shot because they were down. They needed him to go on a run. He only had 3 shots taken in the first half.
Yeah, they're all threes.
Only 2 threes. So he has 6 points, going into the second half. There had to be a conversation of, hey, we need you to be aggressive. We need you to be the guy that generates offense. Everyone, no one else has it right now. Michael Porter Jr. had his going on. But it starts with him. He is the heartbeat of the team. So just get yourself going, get loose, and attack. And we got to see him attack, and that's when Denver's offense started clicking. That's when everything else started going. And the offense really just generates when he's playing well. It just looks a lot differently. So for him to knock down shots, get to his spots, and just finish, big Jamal night.
It's funny because the backometer thing has been like a running gag, right, this whole time. But there really was he had the injury. He missed some games, and then it did take a little to get it back. He's now 3 games in a row where it's been really, really good. I just think he's back in a groove, and
he is back. Although the backometer is true to the minute. There are times when he's not back.
Really? Missed the shot, not back.
Makes
back. The shot, he's back.
I send it out at pertinent times, but still, the thing's not set in stone.
I love the threes he's making. You know who else was good tonight? Athletic Green. You think I'm talking about Jeff? No, I'm talking about actual Athletic Green. You guys working.
I
at
had some
DNVR,
this morning.
working at DNVR, we've got beers here, Breckenridge Brewery. We got all this stuff around the office. We even have Athletic Greens around the office. A little like, hey, you need a little pick-me-up. You need to like feel a little bit better about yourself. Get some Athletic Greens. It's a thing that we really do use every single day. You want better gut health. Maybe you want more energy. Optimized immune system. You hate taking pills and vitamins. Got all those different ones you have to take. Instead, just get it right here in this one powder. You put it in. You get some cold water in there. I put just like 2-3 ice cubes. Shake it up. The ice cubes melt. And then I just chug it. Just absolutely chug it. And what do you get? 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source, superfoods, probiotics, and
adaptogens.
That's exactly what it is. So check them out right now. It's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, especially heading into flu and cold season.
Oh boy, the summer.
It's really spring, fall, spring. This is fake spring where you think you're out of winter, but it's not.
I see.
It's a real fake spring. But that's where you really get the cold because in the winter you harden up.
Sure,
and you're like, oh, it's
and right now you're soft as a baby.
So soft as a baby. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every single day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look for your health. Make it easy. All you have to do right now is go to athleticgreens.com/nuggets. That's athleticgreens.com/nuggets. No promo code, no nothing else. That's all you need. All right. Also want to tell you guys about Shady Rays.
Oh.
We all have our Shady Rays. We did an advertisement for Shady Rays. Did you see that video?
I think that I was the most attractive in that video. I did a power ranking of
I wasn't in the video.
Yeah, because we wanted to look...
Eric wanted to win. Like, what do you want to do?
So the power rankings of attractiveness in the video. Number 1, me, Eric Weedham.
Of course,
I looked great.
I agree.
Number 2, I'll go Allie. She looked good. Fine.
That's weird.
Number 3, actually there were no one else actually finished.
Yeah, you and Allie, huh?
It was only Allie and I.
I was not attractive in that one. Kick off the new year though. You're built to last, and if it doesn't last for whatever reason, maybe you run over them with your car. You drop them and then you run over them and you're like, "Where are my glasses?" I broke the heck out of them. Shady Rays will say, you know what? No worry. We'll get you some brand new ones.
We're like, sorry, fella. Sorry you broke the hell out of them. Yeah. Here's some new.
If you don't love them for whatever reason, first of all, you're not going to need this, but if you don't love them for any reason, exchange them for a new pair.
Sure.
So maybe you try on the Aviators, but really what you wanted was the Navigators.
Oh,
See, I got one of each.
Yeah.
So I got one of each. But you try them on, you say, oh, you know what? This wasn't fit me exactly the way. Send them back. They'll get you some brand new ones set for you. They're really cool. They got all different styles. Honestly, technical ones. You want to go up on the slopes? You want to go bass fishing? They got ones that I equate with bass fishing.
Holy smokes.
They got like
on
Reggie Jackson looking ones. They got Reggie Jackson looking glasses on there. You can get any type of glasses
I think
you want.
the ones that are on the lower third look like Reggie Jackson.
Kind of do. So exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the new year. Go to shadyrays.com and use promo code DNVR or visit them in store at Park Meadows Mall for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades that are rated 5 stars by over 200,000 people. Also, Kale, when you get a chance, will you pull up our next, what are we calling it? Tailgate? Our party bus tailgate is coming up here in 3 weeks, guys. We still have lots of seats. It's just $20 for you to get a seat on the bus. You're going to the game anyway, or you know, if you're thinking about going, you don't
make it a whole thing.
Make it a whole thing. You come here. It's a Saturday. The Nuggets are taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. It's going to be a huge game.
Oh man,
it's going to be a massive game.
What is the date for that?
That is March 25th, a Saturday. So come here, eat dinner, drink some beer, hang with the fellas.
Get irresponsibly drunk, but don't drive.
But don't drive. Hop on the party bus, go there, come watch the game, cheer them on, come back and hang out with us afterwards. It's always a good time. By the way, March 25th, man, I'm telling you, daylight savings has already happened by then. It might be warm enough.
Oh, man, I didn't want to think about any of this.
So you guys want to come join us? There it is, the tailgate and party bus. We have a link. If you don't have a Nugget ticket, you can buy a link directly from our site. Or if you already have season tickets or got tickets from somewhere else, maybe you went to the Game Time app, you can just buy the bus ticket and come along with us. All right, back to the show.
Woo.
Let's talk about Michael Porter Jr. Man, I'm surprised he's not king of the game. Go ahead and pull his stats up.
I'm surprised too. I mean, I wish it was in our hands. You know what I mean? I wish it was up to us.
I mean, look, Murray played really well tonight too. He deserved it. He came in clutch down the stretch. But Michael Porter tonight, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 4 of 6 from 3, just absolutely automatic.
So wild.
And the thing that really I love the most, he just plays so well. I honest to God, I could have projected Michael Porter's career arc a million different predictions.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have gotten to the one we're at, where I'm like, he's just solid, smart decision maker, plays within himself, and is hyper efficient.
No, I would have been like, he'll probably pout his way over to the Clippers.
Wow, that was dark.
That's what I would have guessed for his initial arc. But it's great. Like Yes, when he first came, imagining him as being a very composed, smart player was not what I expected. I expected him to be a gunner. He, make a lot of shots, miss a lot of shots, like high variance. And he's really turned into just a rock. He's so solid. It's amazing.
I mean, he's 6'10" with that ratchet.
Oh,
man.
let's go.
That's the great thing about him. We talk about the efficiency. When his feet are set, I think that every single shot's going in. Doesn't matter where it's at.
You're usually right, yeah.
Doesn't matter where it's at. He's now centering himself every single shot. And he's opening himself up where he is knocking down the shots. This is one that we got to see him get back to just relocating. Just moving at all times. We didn't have to see the handle. We didn't have to see him have to do all those, finishes that we've seen. And I know that has to be frustrating for an opposing team because I know that the game plan was now he's starting to open up his game, blah, blah, blah. Nope, he went right back to it. But he's playing within the flow of the offense every single time. And he's okay. He's comfortable not being the guy that has to get the ball every single time. He made a turnover late in the game. He didn't give up on the play. He still played defense. That's a mature player. That's Michael Porter Jr. being his most mature self. And it's just great to see how he is bought in to what the Nuggets have.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate testament to Jokic ball, that a player that you wouldn't ever expect to come around and play in the mold of the Nikola Jokic run offense is able to not only do it successfully, but really thrive. There are a lot of opportunities that open up for a player like Michael Porter Jr., somebody that's hanging around the outside, waiting for the pass, not trying to do too much. And the great thing about his game this year is that he's throwing in all of these extra wrinkles. He's not just jacking up the three. He'll take that, and as the defender tries to close out on him quickly, he'll drive right by him. We've seen his game around the rim really level up, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's exactly like you say. I would never have expected this was the type of player that we would be getting out of Michael Porter Jr. Year 4 or 5? What are we in now?
But really, it's year 3. The thing is, you're right. It is year 5 or whatever, but it's really year 3, and I just the leaps he's made have been just so incredible. And here's this crazy stat for you guys: 5 of the last 7 games for the Nuggets, 5 of the last 7, he has shot 50% or better from 3. Not 40%, guys, 50%. So he goes 5 of 10, 6 of 10, 1 of 7, his off night, 4 of 8, 3 of 6, 2 of 7, his other off night, which isn't even that off, and then tonight 4 of 6. He is just in a great rhythm right now, in a great zone, and to me, it is 100. It is as big as any reason of why the Nuggets have rolled over this entire stretch. The only game they lost in that one was the one he went 1 of 7. Him and Murray both having off shooting nights in the same night. It's 1 of 7, 1 of 5. They lose, go figure. But every other game, you just get production from both of them. Teams are turned around. They don't know where to guard them. And then what I love is, I don't think that 2 years ago, even the last healthy year, if he was on fire as much as he was today, he just wouldn't have taken. Usually there's 1 or 2 dumb shots he's taken just because it's I don't know, I'm on fire. And maybe he still should, honestly. Maybe he could even dial that up more. But tonight, 7 of 11, 4 of 6 from 3, nothing but good shots, playing within himself. I'm so impressed with him. And then, of course, we got to talk about the big fella, Jokic. Terrible game from him tonight. So disappointing. Let's look at these stats. 17 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists, 5 of 8 shooting. He had 17 points on 8 shots. I know we keep bringing it up, but the stat padding comment is so hilarious because he literally won't collect stats.
No, I know.
Shoot the ball, Jokic.
Not only is he not padding them, he refuses to record them. He's stat avoiding.
He's definitely more guilty of stat avoidance than stat padding.
It is absurd. It is honestly the most hilarious critique of Nikola Jokic you could possibly levy against him. Stat padding. You watch a game like tonight, you're like, shoot the fucking ball, man. Come on. Get involved. He just didn't. He just was stuck in first gear all night.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was enough.
I love that he's comfortable with the skin that he's in though. Everyone else, the heat could be on them because he is the front runner for MVP. You're expecting him to have these monster stats. Tonight, Embiid played against the Pacers. What do you think he scored?
41.
You just know it's happening though.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, he
ahead
was
of
also a
time.
negative
because
4.
he's just trying to actually do. That's actually stat padding.
Yes, that is.
you know that he's going to do that because that's who he is, and that's what the situation calls for. For Jokic, you don't know what he's going to do. He's just going to try to play the best. He's going to give what the defense is giving him. He's going to play within the flow of the offense where he only takes 8 shots in a game. No,
8 shots.
Really, and I know that this argument
Stat
goes against
padding.
him all the time, but no other MVP does do that.
No, in the history of the league.
It doesn't look the same, and that's why I think everyone is just so shocked about him leading. That's why all the conversations are about what do other people think about him? Well, when they're playing them, they really do have a very tough time beating them. They have a really tough time slowing them down, and it doesn't have to look your same way. So this was him in cruise control, but also we got to see a A+ mind in this game. We got to see a guy lead his team to the victory, make smart plays. He had a play where he fouls. He makes the decision, and we talk about maturity for Michael Porter Jr. That's maturity for Jokic as a leader. He makes the decision to foul. That wins them the game.
Yep.
The call happened, but that's just what you want from your leader, from your guy, and it just looks different, but he's the best player in the league.
Man, the one quote that I will always think about when I think about Nikola Jokic came from Reggie Jackson when he came over to the Nuggets, and they were asking him about Jokic, what was it like to play him in the bubble against the Clippers, and they were saying that they couldn't figure out how they were losing these games. They were like, I don't understand, how are we losing? And it wasn't until they went back and looked, they realized they were just being dissected by Nikola Jokic, that the ball was being put exactly in the right place at the right time, the right person. And the crazy thing about Jokic is that it's just such a high level basketball, and it really does take a refined eye to appreciate it. I mean, mercifully here we have been indoctrinated. We've been given a masterclass on Jokic's entire career. So to our eyes, it's very clear and obvious what this man is doing. I understand why people don't. You see a game like tonight. I mean, I see there's some Raptors fans in the chat that are mad.
Welcome.
They're mad about Jokic, but I understand it. A night like tonight, Jokic
I do too.
He didn't look like the MVP.
No,
but
he half-assed it, man.
The Nuggets won the game, and it was not for any other reason that Nikola Jokic was truly the maestro. He really always is. It's not that the ball is going in the basket as a direct result of him all the time, but he's getting those hockey assists. He's getting those hockey shots. But I mean, truly, it's just being put in the right. The ball is being put in the right place, which either goes to the right, it either goes in or whatever. It's masterful, and it's hard to understand if you don't watch it all the time.
I put out a tweet tonight and it was a tongue-in-cheek one, that was Jokic, for all the things he's good at, his best skill is being able to use exactly the amount of energy required.
Yeah.
And tonight was 17%.
Yeah, dude.
He really did and it was annoying. And then people, of course, because people have no sense of humor or no enjoyment of things. They get up on the internet to be upset at people and upset about things.
I'd get mad, but that's 85% of my activity.
That is 85% of your. Although you're never mad. You're just giggly mad.
Yeah, I can't.
People are like, why are we celebrating about it? Guys, chill, man. They won the game. But I'm with you. Yoke did not have a good game tonight, and he did not have a good effort. It just wasn't one of those. But he still, except for Jokic at 17% effort, is still a top 5 player in the NBA.
No doubt.
He's still unbelievable. But it was an annoying one, and let's be honest, we talked about it. Last Friday's win over the Grizzlies was the last important game of the year for the Nuggets. They got 7 games of separation on the 2 seed. They all but locked it up, and tonight, Jokic's effort reflected that, I thought, very much. It reflected if we lose, it's not that big a deal. And he kind of played with that until the very, very end, turned it up, made a couple big-time plays, including, and I'll say this, I thought Jokic's defense was atrocious tonight. It was really bad. And then at the very end, he gets a steal.
It was good.
He got a big defensive.
This is always it, man. He's just... Jakob Poeltl is just rotating around him, doing whatever he wants.
Easy layups.
Easy. Jokic is in bad position. He's not moving his feet. But then it comes down to it. Yeah, the 2 biggest defensive plays at the end of the game are both attributed to Jokic. One of the block, I suppose, on who was that? Was that on Barnes?
Yeah, it was on Barnes.
Yeah, that was overturned, and then the steal, and he just flusters the other squad. Like it's that they don't know why they're losing. They really don't.
Right.
And Jokic he's just in control.
5 of 8, took the fewest shots. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 players took more shots than him tonight. 5 of 8. Yet he goes with 17 points. He's hilarious. I still don't think it was a good game. Are we going to get? Is Jokic going to be? I'm not going to say more productive because he's productive no matter what. But are we going to get a more intense Jokic on Wednesday night against Chicago?
Nope. Definitely not.
It's a Buddy Vucevic.
Than this?
Yeah.
Probably more than this.
Because this was so low.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see, man.
This
We'll
was
see.
so low.
A little bit more than this. Not much more. Really, he's in cruise control. And they won the game. Like I think that if you apply some pressure to them, like if they were to lose this game or lose 2 in a row, then it's like, okay, let's like turn it back on. But other guys got theirs. They got to grind out a win. It was a learning experience, and they still won. So I think that he's okay with the process.
We'll quickly go through these other guys. Aaron Gordon tonight, 19 points. Do we have a Go-Gurt for him? 19 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. The thing about him that I'll say tonight, I did not at all think about his health, which the last couple games I've been thinking about. And so tonight he kind of just played freely, played naturally, and was impactful. 7 of 12 from the field.
Yeah, he wasn't laboring in this one. And I didn't even think about it like watching the game. Like I just felt like he is just out there competing. Great chemistry with Jokic where he's just finding the open spot and they're just like dunking it or just, easy throwdowns. And also a couple of tip-ins. Like he still has the effort where he is trying to play hard. This was a game that had a lot of length with the Raptors. And he was like, okay, I'm going to compete. I'm going to make it difficult as well. I am going to try to guard guards and also the bigs that they have there. The health not being a concern, one of the best things that it is for Aaron Gordon as he works himself back into playing after an injury.
This was his second game as the current reigning Mr. Nugget. He was going to let this get by him. That's the one thing we didn't mention about Jokic also is that he had 4 extremely clutch free throws. And Aaron Gordon had 2 extremely clutch free throws. Both of those guys, like, without that, they truly do not win this game. It really came down to that. And, we saw in Boston tonight, like, missing free throws in clutch time will lose you ball games. Both those guys just do exactly what was required of them tonight. Aaron Gordon, he had like everybody had like just kind of a fine game. Aaron Gordon, same thing, but he just made winning plays. He was in the right place at the right time. He was, playing at the rim. He was getting dunks. He was just kind of doing what was required of him, playing reasonable defense. The Raptors, what did they end up scoring? 113? Was that the final?
Yeah.
In today's NBA, that might as well be like a 70-point outing.
I think Denver had a pretty average defensive game, 115 defensive rating, which is, kind of what they are. It's actually a little worse, little on the low end, but whatever. It was a home win. Let's talk about the bench real quick and Reggie Jackson. We alluded to it, but tonight he goes 5 of 11, 13 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. Again, 3 of 4 from the 3-point line, which is the huge swing factor for him. I don't know what to make of him. Bruce Brown tonight, 2 of 13. He was really bad. He was really off. But and then Reggie Thomas Bryant went 2 of 3 for 4 points, 4 rebounds.
Hell yeah!
The bench remains this like Thomas Bryant -2, Reggie Jackson +4. Like they were in that like basically even.
Yeah.
Let the starters win it for you, and they do it again. But do we have any Reggie Jackson thoughts, Dev?
The more that he plays with that unit, and also we got to see him
with the starters for a long time too.
With the starters. Like that was a decision that Malone made, and it ended up being the right decision. But I guess he's getting more comfortable. You can see that. Reggie in this game showed that he is going to be aggressive no matter what. He is going to believe in himself and take some confident shots. He had like 2 bad shots. He makes up for it with a 3. I think that he's just such a live wire that he's just like, hey, I'm just out here trying to make plays, trying to make things happen. And it looks so wild that it's working. Honestly.
Yeah.
Because this was not a bad Reggie Jackson game, even though you're watching it and it's like things are not going well, honestly. But he's the only point guard that you could just throw into that situation where it's working. It's really like him and Monte. So I think as he continues to get more minutes with this group and see how they're running the offense, how they're setting up plays. We got to see him actually call some plays in this game. He's starting to get a little bit more acclimated in. Very up and down game. But all in all, it was the better decision.
Isn't that hilarious? He had some good defensive plays too.
Oh yeah.
He had a couple, where he was able to stay in front, like use his length, get the ball out of Freddie Velvet's hands a couple times. We had full PTSD from his last performance. And so when he was shooting the ball early on, we were like, no. And it was terrible. Absolutely terrible. We were right back in it. Felt the same level of despair. PTSD was right back on. And then he made them. And we were like, oh, all right. This is good. It's been a wild experience. The Reggie experience has been a very wild one.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that he's been given the leash he's been given.
That's so true.
I really I'm most astounded by that. I don't really understand it, but all the same, he came through tonight. He played well. I watched Reggie Jackson in the playoffs be so clutch.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Wasn't it last year also?
No, it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, just make huge shots, have poise in the biggest moments.
He had a bunch of dope games in that run.
Super dope games. He's had, how many games you played with us now? Like 4 or 5?
Five or six.
All cobbled together. There's probably been 1.5 dope games in there. It's been.
You know what he did in this game though that I do tip my hat to? He really did try to slow down Van Vliet.
Yeah, he played some impressive defense.
And that was with Jamal on the court. And that's something that you did not, you were not able to see with a lot of other guys. He's an interchangeable defender. You don't have to rely only on KCP, who was not having a good game. So Malone elected to go with Reggie Jackson, and it bought more minutes for him to come back and make something happen. But Reggie is running him off of the three-point line. Reggie had a play that he guard two, three people and tried to close out on a guy because of the rotations. And he's a capable defender that uses his size. So the idea of him being a horrible defender, I haven't seen it because he really is giving full out effort when he's out there. And that's something that you cannot knock him for. The effort is always there.
Sometimes you're like, maybe take the effort down a little bit.
Maybe doing too much.
maybe pass the ball. But listen. All's well that ends well, isn't that?
All's well that ends well.
All's well tonight. And thank you, Scott Foster. We appreciate you.
We'll get to Scott Foster. We have the update from the pool report today. Scott Foster himself explains both the challenge that the Nuggets won.
Oh, I need to hear this.
And why was Scotty Barnes ejected. We'll get to that on the other side.
I can't wait.
But first, I want to tell you guys about the virtual dispensary on wheels. Of course, we're talking about Jive Hive.
Is that
the homies at Jive Hive?
Is this the answer to both of the Scott Foster?
He was like, man, I hit up Jive Hive earlier, man. I was so baked out there. Jive Hive, JIVEHYVE.com, your virtual dispensary on wheels. Here's what you love about it. Convenience, pricing, no brick and mortar store, so lower customer costs. You don't have to go to a shop. They are a virtual shop. You just go online, you shop around online, put some things in the cart, check out, boom, they deliver it right to your door. Whatever it is that you are looking for. You're looking for pre-rolls, you're looking for flour, you're looking for something, waxes or whatever. They will deliver them right to your door. Avoid driving through bad weather. Nobody likes driving through bad weather. Just to get your products. You got privacy and security. Maybe you have a job that, is sensitive to those things. You don't want to be out in public and see, you're a teacher. You don't want to bump into somebody's parents or something like that. They're out there. So you want a little bit of privacy and security and the privacy of your own home. So check out Jive Hive. Visit jivehive.com. That's JIVEHYVE.com and get your order delivered the same day or schedule a delivery window. They'll be there to say hi. That's a good one right there. Head over to Jive Hive and enter your address to find out if Jive Hive can deliver to your door.
What if you went to a liquor store and they were like, drunk?
Well, it's not a pun in that
Okay,
case.
I understand.
Aurora, Greenwood Village, Monument, Fountain, and various areas of El Paso County. That's jivehive.com. What else do we have on the slate here? Ooh, DraftKings.
Ooh.
How was you tonight, Dev?
Yeah, had a pretty good night. It was okay. It was an okay night.
That sounds like a lot.
My same game parlay crushed.
And the odds were good on that one. So if you won that one, you could have lost all the other bets.
I hope that you guys followed me into victory.
How's it feel, Dev, when he's, the king of the bet?
Yeah, man. Sorry, I didn't bet on Fred Van Vliet or
he got his number.
He got his number.
He got his number.
That's the one.
I forgot to bet on Gary Trent Jr. That's
Gary
my
Trent.
bad.
Yeah, that was your bad. You guys, right now, DraftKings. Again, today I had another free bet. I'm telling you, every day I've had a free bet in there because I keep doing that same deal. I opt into the one deal. There's a little button there. You push it, opt in, and then you make a bet, and then you just keep winning free bets over and over again. They've got the NBA season. This is the time where you can really make hay with the NBA season because I'm looking at the schedule every night. So many good games.
Dude.
So many good. Like earlier in the year, who's resting? It's hard to predict this or that. Right now, every team is either trying because they are, or not trying because they are. But at least it's predictable.
What were the Nuggets doing tonight?
They were not trying. You should have known it. We should have known it. This is exactly how the game went. What was the line? 6? You knew it wasn't going to hit that. They're not trying. Didn't Dev say take the under? Download the app now and sign up using promo code DNVR. New customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA whenever you use promo code DNVR. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. So, getting to the pool report. The question was, what did the officials see during the challenge to overturn the Nikola Jokic foul on Scotty Barnes? Scott Foster replies, the initial contact by Jokic was to the ball, as well as the hand that was in contact with the ball at the same time. And by NBA guidelines, that is not a foul. That's a long way of saying hand is part of the ball.
All ball, son.
All ball and hand, but hand's part of the ball.
Wouldn't they better if he was just like, all ball, son?
That would be better. That would be way better. Like maybe Billy Kennedy would do that. He has a flair for the dramatic. Question: why was Scotty Barnes ejected at the end of the game? He was ejected on one technical foul because he used verbiage that was directly questioning the integrity of the crew.
Oh, y'all are whack. Beat it.
I know it does make you wonder though, because what can you say like that is a bad call is questioning the integrity of the official crew, or maybe that's just saying you messed up, like you made a mistake. Whereas you must have bet on this game, Scott Foster.
Yeah.
That's questioning.
Something about like cheating, or breaking a rule, or just being on their
you got
side.
money on this game, Scott Foster?
He'd be like, did Dev bet on you, Fred Van Vliet?
You think he said that?
Probably.
Yeah. You're not getting objected for that. You're going to get paid.
So that's what Scotty Barnes said.
Dude, that is wild. He got ejected with one technical foul for questioning the integrity of an NFL or an NBA ref.
We got Vogt coming up. He's logging on any second here to bring us something from the arena. And I'm telling you guys right now, I have seen one of the quotes coming from Reggie Jackson, but because he sent it to us in our DMs, it was fire. It was fire. So you're going to want to stay tuned for Brendan Vogt, who should be with us any moment right now. He's setting up at Ball Arena. By the way, with a microphone.
Oh, I can't even wait. Apparently, the chat is telling us, he said, y'all are cheating.
Y'all are cheating?
That's what got him thrown out of the game.
Are they? Oh, did they say it on the camera or something?
I think so. We have.
Y'all are cheating. Like, here's the thing. Come on, man. Honestly, I actually feel bad for Toronto.
It actually makes me feel like Scott Foster was cheating.
You want to say I'm cheating?
Like an overreaction.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
It's an overreaction to something very.
Don't you feel like y'all are cheating is like maybe one tech, like okay, but even
or
then
just
it's
like, hey man, hey.
No, he's just mad that you're losing. You're mad you're losing. That's what you respond back. You don't actually kick the guy out. You don't change
you make fun of him or something?
Outcome of the game or anything like that. Like that if that's all that happened, that's not right.
Yeah, that seems a little bit weak. But Scott Foster, man, he's not one to be messed with. Let's get a couple super chats while we wait for Brennan Vogt. Oh, we have Vogt.
Let's make him wait and still go to the
Let's read all the super chats while he waits. All right, we have him live from the arena. Vogt, in an effort for us to nail this audio, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, Vogt, walk us through everything at the arena and in the presser tonight, and then Kale's going to mute our mics. Vogt, walk us through everything at the arena tonight and what everybody had to say.
Hey, fellas, I'll skip the back and forth then. I had some great banter lined up, but I'll just get right into the notes. Michael Malone, was in a good mood. He talked about how the difference in the fourth quarter was the rebounding. They didn't allow any second chance points. That's what Toronto does. That's how they live on offense. It's how they were in that game or winning that game for 3 quarters. But Denver cleaned it up in the fourth quarter, and he took the time to point it out as yet another occasion in which their clutch time defense stepped up. One of the best in the league, and that was the difference tonight. He spent a lot of time talking about Jokic as a good defender. Said he feels like Johnny Cochran, his defense attorney, but he just wants to he says from here on out, he's going to let his play do the talking. But he says his IQ is off the charts. You don't have to be a good athlete to be a good defender, he said, and Jokic is a good defender. On the foul of Pirtle at the end of the game to send him to the line, he said that was actually Malone's call. He said, I grabbed Nikola and said, listen, remember in the playoffs last year against Golden State, you fouled Looney when he was in the pick and roll, in the action. And he went to the free throw line and missed him. And he said Jokic kind of cut him off and said, yeah. And they did it again with Pirtle, and it worked tonight. On the defense, OG guarding him and Pirtle on AG, Malone was asked about what they've learned from seeing those looks this year and how they look to attack it. And I thought this was interesting because Malone, he basically said, it'll happen within the flow of the game with Jokic. He's just too good. And with our team, the ball's going to find him eventually. So it was kind of interesting to hear. And it's not like there's a concerted effort to counter that so much as they just feel across the 4 quarters that's going to fail you enough times because every defense has a weakness and Jokic never misses it. Talked a lot about how proud he is of Michael Porter Jr. He says the message to him all year was that he needs to be a guy that can play late in games. But offensively, he doesn't need to be a magnet to the ball. In this offense, the ball will find him. And basically everything that's been asked of him is a challenge, and he's passed just about all of them. Move on now to Jamal Murray, who was very much aware of how close he was to passing the record. He told us, he said he was hunting it within the flow of the game, which mostly meant not hunting it because they were losing. But he said he was definitely made aware when he was close, and he was definitely thinking about the notion that Will Barton was in the building. They had talked about it. Will's message to Jamal, just don't do it tonight. You just don't have to do it tonight. On OG, on Jokic, Jamal said, he shrugged and he said, we just know how to counter it. And that was his word of the presser, counters. He brought it up in multiple different answers, particularly when I asked him if his mentality shifts at all in clutch time, where the Nuggets are just stupid good. And he said, not really. We get away from one-dimensional basketball. We just start trusting and using our counters, and we have counters to everything. So I thought that was an interesting perspective. On Reggie Jackson, he said, you just got to be aggressive. If you're open, shoot it. That's what he did tonight. And then I'm going to move on to Reggie Jackson, fellas, because I thought he had the best quotes tonight. He waxed poetic for 5 to 8 minutes, somewhere in there, about this culture and this locker room, saying everyone has been extremely encouraging, allowing him to play through his mistakes. He says, these guys are for real. Their belief is unshakable. This is in response to a question about what he's learned about Denver. I loved this answer. These guys are for real. Their belief is unshakable. When you get in that locker room and you hear how they talk, this is not something that they lucked into. He mentioned KCP and AG by name. They sort of talked with him about their epiphanies of buying in. And he really just kind of started hammering this note of he's played against the Nuggets so many times, and he's always known that they've had the talent. But coming into that locker room and actually listening to those guys talk to each other, support each other, lift each other up, it just clicked for him. He was like, oh, okay, I get it now. He says it's been special to be here, even for just a week and a half. They've been so free and so loving with me, the confidence they talk to me with. So yeah, I just thought that was really, really interesting. I basically summed it up, but there are about 4 or 5 different ways that he articulated this notion that these guys they talk and they act like a championship group. And it's been really, really cool to hear first Bruce and Jeff and DeAndre, and now you can add Reggie Jackson to the list of guys who have come here and all of a sudden realize what's going on in Denver. And Reggie even threw Nuggets fans and Respect Twitter a bit of a bone, saying, national media, they may not talk about Denver very much, but once you get here, So anyway, great stuff from Reggie Jackson, fellas. Great stuff from the Nuggets, who I thought just maybe would lose a game at home for once. Anyway, Nuggets win again.
You fool! How could you possibly think they would lose? You fool!
Yeah, you're an idiot.
I thought
That's
so
what I
too.
said.
Next time I see you, I'm going to punch you.
All right. Get home safe from the arena. Those were some fire quotes, Vogt.
Let's go. Let's go.
My God, play the funky music, man.
Yeah,
Are
start
you
it up
kidding
now,
me?
dude.
I started
Start it up!
Let's go. I want to throw right now. That's dope. Honestly, those are meaningful quotes, man. Those are is it really going? They really got the funky music going. All right, wind it back down. Only a little funky here. Those are some meaningful quotes, man. That is a player that is feeling the vibes, and it really does.
He's been around, man. He's been a real, like, he knows what the...
He's coming from the Clippers. He's probably like, holy shit.
Yeah, where like two guys get to fly in first class. One guy gets to fly in first class once when they love him for the first time, and then everybody else is just treated like garbage, apparently. And then
Nobody's ever talked to Kawhi.
no one has any idea what his true personality.
But I think it means a little bit more coming from not only a dumpster fire, but like the team that has eliminated you in like humiliating fashion. You know, like they came back from 3-1 against that team, and they were shocked that they were losing all those games. And then you get here, and it's like, oh, this is way different than what I had there. This is way different of a team atmosphere, the way that they're talking, the way that they're operating, and now it all makes sense. So for him to have it from both sides, I know he's like, oh, okay, I get it now. Like, I'm choosing this side every single time.
I love that, man. I love that there is a meaningful difference between the way the Denver Nuggets are doing it right now and how much, if not all, of the rest of the NBA goes about their business. That there really is, and you know, credit. I give all credit to Michael Malone on this. Like, Michael Malone has come under fire for many years about the way his in-game rotations and decisions he makes on the court, but no one can ever take from him or even question the culture that he builds by, you know, he builds up his players. He knows when to push them. He knows when to pull back. He's just like a master of the relationship side of being a coach, which is just such a underrepresented aspect of being a coach in the NBA. Everybody, you know, gets, you know, really excited or disappointed about the rotations, putting Christian Brown needs more minutes, this, that, or the other. But this has been a long time coming, and it's really, you know, it just shows like there's a true connection between coach and player that echoes forward, and you know, new guys that come in, they feel it. It's like it's a different thing happening here.
I mean, I'm with you. I think Michael Malone does deserve an enormous amount of credit. I think Jokic is another piece of this.
For sure.
This is like Popovich and Tim Duncan. You know, where does the credit lie? It's probably a little bit of both. And I think Popovich, when Tim Duncan retired, I always remember the speech he gave where he said, "Thank you for letting me coach you."
Yeah.
Letting me coach you. And I really think that is a big part of it, is you got a coach that knows how to bring these guys together in this way, and a player who's like, yeah, this is how we're doing it. Everybody get in line. And it's incredible. You know, tonight when it was winning time and it was time to win, there was a big stretch there, and I didn't like it at the time, but they went to Murray and Reggie Jackson as a backcourt duo. And to me, they reminded me a lot of Backus and Schenker.
Oh, did they?
They were like, you didn't know we were in an
Well,
ad.
you didn't
realize we were in an ad.
You almost didn't have to pay for the ad, but or for the game, but they won.
But then they won. So now you have to pay. I'm telling you, Backus and Schenker, they're the law firm that helps Colorado families win, helping those who are seriously injured in Colorado for more than 25 years, free until we win money in your case. No upfront fee to speak with them about your case. No fees while they work on your case. No fees unless they win your case and they win money for you. Backus and Schenker's won over $1 billion for their clients. Now they have even more locations all over Colorado, including neighborhood offices in Denver, Aurora, Inglewood, and Fort Collins. Backus and Schenker has the strength and power to win your case. More than 30 lawyers on staff. More than 30 lawyers and 100 staff. So Backus and Schenker helps you win, and here's what's nice about it. They got a nice, easy number for you to remember.
What is it?
222.
Sure.
22.
Okay.
2.
Okay.
2.
Got it.
That's how you do it. You can give them a call and just find out about your case. Maybe you were injured in an automobile accident, rideshare, pedestrian, truck, anything like this.
Start hitting the 2 until
Just
you
hit that 2 till somebody picks up. Backus and Schenker's, they'll help you win. And like I said, they're not going to charge you for a call consultation. They'll hear you out. They'll tell you your options. And then they'll say, hey.
Hitting 2 7 times is free.
Hitting 2 7 times is absolutely free. All right, let's get to some super chats to round out today's show. Who wants to read them? You, Eric?
Sure, let's do this thing. All right, let's take a look.
Oh, wait. We do have an important announcement before we get there.
What?
Guys, we have a show tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We have a show at 2 o'clock tomorrow. But we have a special guest. Who is it, Kel? Vlatko Chanchar live in studio tomorrow. Black Chucky will be right here in this there it is. Get that air horn going. He's going to be right here. Kale had the day off, canceled his day off. That's how much he wants to be here.
The thought of that mustache in this seat is enough to send chills up and down my spine.
Those biceps, the chiseled chest
oh
right
my
here.
God, dude.
Hanging out with us.
How much more frumpy can I look? until Vlatko Chanchar is in the same room as me.
All right, go for it.
Okay, let's have a look, shall we? Let's see. KW says, this one's for Scott Foster. Just kidding. Glad we won. All the same.
Hey, why not?
Scott's definitely watching. Scott, great job tonight. Freddie says, Pepper Take. MPJ is a certified superstar. We are the best. DNVR is the best. Forever grateful. I love it.
I'm not sure. Is MPJ the best or DNVR the best?
I'm unsure. He said both. He put both.
Yeah, there can only be one best, though, right?
Yeah, it's us.
Okay, cool. See you in hell,
superstar.
See you in hell, MPJ. All right. Andrew Bailey says, excited to hear how the best NBA podcast in the business reacts to whatever that was. Well, I hope that our very tepid reaction was...
Let's see if he's still around.
Yeah. Are you still here?
He's still here.
Let's go. Let's go.
So somebody in the chat says that John Moran needs to hire back as a tinker.
Oh, my God, dude. Oh, my God, dude.
It's too funny.
I don't know that they'd win his case.
They're like, you know what? I think you're on your own here. Oh, look, there's Andy Bailey. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was reading the chat.
But now I know how annoying this is for you just to pop in. No idea what's happening. All right. Jeremy J. Rock Michael, our homie, says Nuggets, #1 clutch D.
Yeah.
Jokic, 3-time MVP.
L intelligence? Elite intelligence. Elite.
Man, that was a real juxtaposition of us trying to pronounce that and what it said.
I'm not gonna lie.
L intelligence.
That was not an intelligent effort at that hashtag. Okay. The Joe Arrow 27 says, took my little bro Elias to his first ever game. Ticks from Game Time. Jamal started so hot, thought he was coming for Barton. Fell too short.
I love it.
Too
short.
Too short. That was a lot. I mean, he hit a lot of threes.
He did hit a lot of them. He didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, Game Time app. Wait.
Let's go, dude.
Andy Bailey back in the chat. Let's go.
Well, this is a different Andrew Bailey. This is Andrew Bowley.
Oh, that's Andrew Bowley.
Adam. There's some that can lead and some that can follow. Adam can only lead. If he's put in a backwards position or backseat position, he falls goddamn
completely apart.
Jokic's power comes from constantly blowing Serbian breath into his hands. It's true, dude. It's true. When I was in Serbia recently, the Serbian breath was all over me.
Is that right?
I've never been more powerful.
They say if you wash your hands in the Morava River, that you become a great shooter. And if you get Jokic's breath on you?
If Jokic breathes on you, you become immortal. Everyone knows that.
Wow, incredible.
Oh, man, it's that time. It's time for 5-ish to check in.
Where are we at?
This is for Vogt. AG clutch free throws are better than Grant Williams clutch free throws. Another bad win down. Only 4 more bad wins till 50 bad wins in the Midwest. Let's go, dude.
I'm going to make both of them.
It's been a while since we've had like a really bad win.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Before the beginning of the season was bad win after bad win, but now we're back, baby, back to bad. RR says it's Shotguns Willie's lit tonight.
John Moran, I think, checked out, so it's no longer lit.
I went to a bachelor party once at Chuck and Willie's.
Is that right?
Not that different than that John Moran video.
Is that right?
Terrifying. I'll tell you about it some other time.
All right,
I'll tell you about it another time. I wanted to leave. Molly Hunt.
The super chat. Hell yeah.
The molliest of Hunts says Jamal takes 10 threes and we win. It's a real stat.
It's a real stat. Of course it's a real stat.
Listen, you take that for data.
Take it.
Let's see here. What do we got, Kale? Brandon says, enjoy our team. It's really extremely good.
That's the most wholesome super chat
It really
ever.
was. That doesn't.
So good.
If I'm being real, that does not feel like a native English speaker, but it feels like
really
the
extremely-
greatest.
That was so wholesome.
It was so wholesome. I'm questioning a lot of my own decisions in life.
Oh my god.
Nug Love says, I swear Jamal, he has hit every single three when he quickly puts his shooting from down after
Form down.
or shooting form
It's
down.
very small, guys. He's not a bad reader. It's
Yeah.
just very small. Can we
Also,
make it bigger? Why do
yeah,
we
can we
always
make
go
it bigger?
so small?
Kale just wants to see me fail in public. Okay, I'm going to start over from the top.
Okay, here we go.
I swear, this is from Nug Love. I swear Jamal has hit every single three when he quickly puts his shooting form down after shooting. Real stat, don't look it up. Much love from PA.
What does that mean?
Pennsylvania.
Shooting hand? Like
They
he
shoot,
shoots
yeah,
it?
shoot
it and bring it back.
He goes, yeah. Like
And
that.
it brings it back,
Yes.
and he knows it's in. All right.
Yeah.
This is like when I read with my daughters before bed. This is what it's.
Yeah.
You're doing so good. Though. You're doing so
Hey,
good.
listen, if I just might need to sound a few of these words out if you want to jump in. This is from Francis. If Reggie Jackson knew he's allowed to pass the ball to Bryant, the bench unit might be decent. It's almost like they think he plays for the other team.
Why are we bringing downers? Let's not be a downer. They won
No,
the game. Reggie played great.
Listen,
but you're also not wrong.
Here's the thing: is if you mention that Thomas Bryant is not playing well in the presence of Adam Mares, he will jump into the big man defense mode. Where he's like,
his-
"You don't understand.
his-
You don't understand what it's like."
It's not even Thomas Bryant defense mode. It's big man defense.
That's what I
mode.
said. Big man
I
defense.
know you're
mode.
right.
He's like, "Oh, hey
emphatically
man,
agree.
you don't get it. They just want you to set screens." Yeah.
Andy Bailey knows what I'm talking about. You play in a new pickup gym. Nobody passes you the ball. You're just literally like, well, what are you
No
screaming for me?
no one reminds.
Hey, why
Adam,
don't you come rebound some of my misses over
no
here?
one tell Adam this isn't goddamn. a
Welcome to
pickup
the
game.
run. Go rebound for me.
Steve says Jokic has had 26 Sombor doubles compared to 60 triple doubles in his 3 MVP seasons. Thought he was a stat patter.
Oh, I love it. The way we've embraced stat padding.
I
my heart.
mean, we are in full petty mode as a full fan base, and I don't really see us coming back. From
We're
it.
not coming
I don't really see us coming back. Jillian Crawford says all I could focus on is Jacob Pirtle's arm hair after I saw it. Looks like a jungle on that man's arm. Also, more like Pistol Willies. Am I right? That's right. Instead of shotguns, because he had a pistol.
There you go.
I thought about that same joke earlier, and I didn't have the gumption to make it, or the $5 from that super chat.
Shotgun Willie's more like pistol.
Enrique, our homie, says, "Eric, you're beautiful. Great Nugget win." I didn't even know that was wow.
Wow, just Eric, huh?
What is going on here?
Listen, some people get it, other people don't get it. Luke Schmidt says, "My friend claims MPJ is a bust and has said it from the beginning due to his injuries. What should I say back to him to shut him up?" Yeah, Mike.
It's not your friend.
It's not your friend. Like,
Yeah,
you
dude. Just
know what?
cut ties. That guy's a loser.
telling me, tell him to go outside. I don't know.
Yeah, touch grass. That's
Touch
what kids
grass,
say
man.
now. Dante McCluskey says Jokic big brain to foul Pirtle was the icing on the cake for me. MVP easy.
I love how much people love that play.
Yeah, just fouling Pirtle. Alan Roth says stat padding fouls. I see. Joker's wild.
Stat padding fouls.
I love it.
People brought
You
it to
know says Jokic is about to win MVP being in a third gear all year. It's true. Listen,
the first ever three-peat MVP in third gear.
in
It's
third
unbelievable.
gear. It is absurd. Josh Moore says if Jokic says I'm not stat padding, I'm teabagging, what would it be over the top? Yeah, it might be.
I promise you it would be. And why would he say that?
I don't even know it.
I don't even know what it means.
I don't even. Yeah, to me,
I'm with it, man.
Don't know
would
what
like-
a teabag is.
that would be great if he was like, it's easy when you're teabagging. And we're like, what?
What?
Yep, he was saying just like that too. Now I'm thinking about it. Actually, you nailed it.
Vic Lombardi's like, what does 100 triple doubles mean to you? He's like, it's easy when you're teabagging. All right.
Yeah.
Carlos Romero says, watching I almost said the mummy. Watching the Murray and Jokic 2 game in the clutch is like watching two bald eagles cartwheel.
Yeah, this is my dog. What a callback. Calm down, man. This That's the greatest super chat. I
Just
owe
to be
him
clear,
$5.
just to be clear, those two are falling from the sky. I don't know if that's as beautiful and
You know
effective
what?
as maybe you think it is.
It is absolutely effective, man. It's
At what?
gorgeous. Have you never seen it? I
Well,
should
what-
take you sometime. to
I
see
was
it.
just in Serbia, dude. You know
Is
how
it- hold
many
on, is it-
hawks are in Serbia?
Were they cartwheeling?
Eagles? Yes.
They were. Come on, is this a real
Yes.
story?
Yes.
You really saw this?
He doesn't
Yes.
know. Is it?
Come
Hold on.
on, man. Are you being serious?
Yes, I'm
Is it
being
a
serious.
Why wouldn't you have brought this up? That's an incredible
Adam,
thing to
I
see.
don't care, and I didn't. I don't tailor all of my stories to your delight.
Hold on. Is it a
Unbelievable.
mating call?
They're like
it's
fighting.
a ritual. Mating. No, it's a mating ritual. It's a
I don't know
mating-
what they're
yeah,
doing,
yeah,
so
yeah.
but it
One
looks
bird-
terrifying. They're
one
like
bird is
falling.
teabagging the other one.
Dad had a good joke, and you were too mad to hear it. That's a great one.
Does it feel good when Adam's like, "Hey, Dev, good joke"?
Yeah, it does
Like-
feel good.
Okay, Big Namek says, "Chanchar in the house, sloppy Vlat boy."
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Andrew Bailey.
Andy Bailey back.
How on earth is there both an Andrew Bailey and an Andrew Bowley? Doesn't matter. All Nuggets are good. Let's
Doesn't
go.
matter.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew Square.
Incredible. That's a
Jeremy
great
J.
super
Rock
chat.
Michael, our homie, returns, says, "Yeah, D-line, 2 p.m. Vlatko is worth re-entry. Hashtag Vlat."
What does that mean?
Vlat.
Re-entry into the super chats.
Yeah.
Got it.
And
You guys
Laking
rule.
Ball.
Oh man, the hater. What
The
is we
hater.
ending
Okay.
with the hater?
I'm going to prep myself.
Yeah,
for
let's
this.
go. Oh
Clear
man.
my eyes.
Woo, let's
Okay.
hear it. What's he got for us?
All right, the Nuggets can actually win the chip. I can't keep hating Jokic. Makes it look so easy. Jokic MVP, number 3, signed number 1, homie hater.
Oh, I love it.
go.
Listen,
There
Let's
you
go.
go.
listen,
Laking
you're not
ball.
the first one to fall. You know how many homie haters that we've accumulated over the
And now
years?
we're our friends. It's the best.
They're
it's
just
the
our-
best
they're
ones,
just
man.
our homies.
Now they're just our homies, man. That's the absolute best. All right. Oh, we got a late one at the whistle.
Ryan B says Malone called it a Sombor
No
double in the
way!
post game. Dude, all your culture are belong to us.
Shouts though, by the way, that Voya is the creator of the Sombor Double. Love it. What else we got? That's it. All right, hit that outro music.
Yes. Victory!
The greatest subplot of this show. It's not the friends. It's not the enjoyment. It's not the community. It's the fact that Dev hates being on the show. Can't wait to go to bed. If we allowed Dev to leave after the first segment every night, he would do it in a heartbeat. And we love him
That
for
would
it.
be so good.
Dev, you got any final thoughts? You want to give like some final speeches, ideas?
We're still going. We're still going here. Let's just cartwheel out of here.
Good night, everybody.
Let's go.